big show tonight. Ben Affleck is here tonight, the guy from the Donuts. You know that guy. And it was a busy day in Washington for President Trump. It is day 93 of Trump 2.0, and things are going pretty great, really good. The CEOs of a bunch of big stores had to warn Trump that his tariffs could result in empty shelves. J.D. Vance is out there trying to give Ukraine to Russia. Measles are back in a big way. And so today, Trump took a little stroll around the White House, did a little location scouting, just like he would do at one of his golf courses, and deciding where to bury an ex-wife. He was there. He's trying to figure out where to install a couple of new flagpoles he ordered. For real. This is what he's doing. He's got the groundskeeper there, and they're looking for spots to plant flagpoles. Some things you have to do for yourself, you know? That's right. He's putting up 2 flagpoles. Each one will be 100 feet tall. This is the kind of decision you make when you can't get an erection, right? I mean, this is, if you wait, subconsciously, maybe not consciously, but you do. You wake up one morning and you go, flagpoles.
And they've needed flagpoles for 200 years. It was something I've often said, you know, they don't have a flagpole per se. So we're putting one right where you saw us, and we're putting another one on the other side, on top of the mounds. It's going to be 2 beautiful poles.
That's good. That's good. I think this, you know, this will clear up a lot of confusion. For years, whenever I'd see a picture of the White House, I'd think, oh, that's a nice building, but what country is it in? Well, you do have to admit, it is crazy. The White House doesn't have a flag other than that giant one on top of the White House. These will be at 100 feet, though. To make it less tempting for the president to grope them. My God, he is going to talk about these flagpoles nonstop. These are going to be his new windmills. Watch. This is going to be his new they're eating the dogs and cats for a while. But that's Donald Trump. The stock market is down. The dollar is down. Our flagpoles, though, are higher than ever. Speaking of polls, according to the failing New York Times, Pete Hegseth's chief of staff, Joe Casper, was demoted because in a meeting he had this month with a group that works with veterans, he regaled them with a story about going to a strip club. So after the incident and other reported mistakes and complaints, Casper was reassigned. He got a different position in the department. He's not the chief of staff. They made him party planner for the office. This is Joe Casper. That adds up. He looks like he just graduated from DeVry, a degree in health resources management, but I will say one thing Trump should be very grateful for lately is the people around him, his minions and MAGA, are doing so much dumb stuff, it makes it harder to focus on his dumb stuff. South Carolina Congresswoman Nancy Mace, for instance, was in an Ulta Beauty store this week. She was shopping in Mount Pleasant, where she was the angry aggressor in an encounter that was not pleasant at all.
I voted for gay marriage twice.
What does that have to do with me?
So I'm just saying, it has everything to do with you.
Do you think everything about me has to do with gay marriage?
I do,
That's
absolutely.
your first stance when you speak with me?
Absolutely.
There's no other humane
if you want to get in my
conversation
face
you can have
about town
me?
halls, you should have shown
There's
up to
no
one
other
last
humane
year.
thing, simple
Oh,
question I
because
asked
you know
if
what?
have
Because you
anywhere
people
that you're
on the
going to
left
this
are
year or not.
crazy.
So I'm
You're
on the left.
absolutely crazy.
I'm absolutely
You
crazy.
are, and get out of my face.
You're insane.
Goodbye.
You're insane.
You.
You're gonna me? You're gonna be voted
bye.
out so fast this year. I
I'm
can't
not.
wait for you to
Not. I won by so much.
You're gonna me?
Yep, I
That's
sure
the
did.
First thing you're gonna say to me is me for
Absolutely.
asking you a
Get
question.
the out of my face.
You.
Now.
You.
You. You couldn't take me on, baby. Stay the away from me.
And now, back to my lotions. I have a feeling that's an everyday kind of thing for Nancy Mace. And the bigger question is, why would she post that? I mean, she shot that video. Does she think she came off well? I like to imagine her bringing that to her social media teams, like, wait till you see how I gave it to this guy in the cream aisle. You're gonna love it. And then we have Mr. Congeniality, Elon Musk, who's been lying low as of late and reportedly wants to get out of DOGE. Musk says he will dial back his work with the government so that he can spend more time with all 10 of his families. People forget, Elon, he can't spend all his time in Washington. He has a company to run into the ground. In the first 3 months of this year, Tesla's profits have fallen 71%, which I guess is what happens when your CEO turns into white Kanye before your eyes. But I don't know about this plan. He might as well stay. I'm really not sure going back to Tesla is going to help anything at all. The reason Tesla is tanking is because people hate him and they don't want to buy his stuff. Him being back is not going to make it better. What he needs to do is sell Tesla to someone more likable, like chlamydia or AIDS. Of course, Elon Musk is a great believer in free speech as long as it isn't critical of him in any way. That's one of the things he and Trump have in common. Trump right now is suing 60 Minutes and CBS because he didn't like the way they edited an interview with Kamala Harris. As if it matters, he beat her, she's gone. But he is suing them for $20 billion for this and calling for CBS News to be immediately terminated, whatever that means, and have its broadcast license revoked. Now, 60 Minutes has been on the air since 1968 with no trouble up until now. But CBS is in a tough spot because they're currently trying to sell their company, Paramount, and that can't happen unless Trump's cronies approve the deal. They're trying to sell the company for $8 billion, Trump suing them for $20, which is kind of funny. But the scary part is he's aggressively attacking the First Amendment by doing this. Obviously, this lawsuit, no matter how bogus it is, and it is bogus, is affecting their news coverage because their executive producer, Bill Owens of 60 Minutes, resigned in protest over what he referred to as threats to their journalistic independence. And I believe it. I mean, I don't know if you saw 60 Minutes on Sunday night, but their new show, Open, it seems a little off.
I'm Leslie Stahl.
I'm Bill Whitaker.
I'm Anderson Cooper.
I'm Sharon Alfonsi.
I'm John Wertheim.
I'm Cecilia Vega.
I'm Herschel Walker.
I'm Chuck Norris.
I'm God, Guns, and Gary, 36.
I'm the guy who Lauren Boebert gave a hand to in the theater.
I'm Scott Pelley.
And I'm the QAnon shaman. These stories and more tonight on 60 Minutes.
Well, you know what? Finally, a mainstream media news program with some balance. There's so much insanity, and not just in politics. Chipotle announced this week they're planning to open a restaurant in Mexico. Don't they already have diarrhea in Mexico? Why are they doing that? This, to me, it just breaks a sacred rule when it comes to food. You don't try to sell people their own stuff. There are no Olive Gardens in Italy. There's no Panda Express in China. There are no Outback Steakhouses in the Outback. There's no Red Lobster in the ocean. And therefore, you can't open a Chipotle in Mexico. Right, Guillermo?
Right, Jimmy.
Thank you, Guillermo.
Right, Jimmy.
Anyway, although I will say, I am excited for them to try what we think Mexican food is. We have a new Golden Bachelor. Speaking of diarrhea, Boomer Tinder is back. They had a conclave, and they named the new GB. The new Golden Bachelor is a guy named Mel. He is not from the previous Golden Bachelorette. He is, and from the looks of the promo, this really could be the most dramatic season yet. Oh, my God. Oh, wait a minute. I didn't know it was that, Mel. That's... Maybe hold off on the cocktail parties this time around. Why not, Mel Gibson? The whole world is upside down. Under the watchful eye of Robert Kennedy Jr., the Food and Drug Administration is reportedly planning to cut back on food safety inspections, which makes sense when you consider the fact that the guy in charge of the FDA saw a dead bear in the road and thought, oh, that looks good to eat. You throw that in my trunk. I'll make a sandwich with it later. And while many are mortified by this idea that our federal government will do nothing to make sure our food is safe, I'm all for it. I like it. And I'm hoping it will pave the way for more Americans to fill their plates with my products. I have been known to go on about why Jimmy's beef with other stuff is the tastiest gosh darn meat with other stuff on both sides of the Mississippi. But what makes it truly stand out isn't just flavor. It's the fact that nobody from the government got their hooks into my meat. At Jimmy's, the only part of the USDA we care about is the U. We use only the finest beef and other stuff. What is that other stuff? Well, that's not something you need to worry your head about. You'll get everything you need. Pigeon, possum, mice, monkey, chipmunks, Chinese leftovers, and a lot of Scotch tape. Heck, you might even get a pair of adorable squirrels. Inspection? Well, that's for sissies. No offense. Jimmy's beef with other stuff. Just close your eyes and eat my beef.
When life starts getting tough, try eating Jimmy's beef with other stuff.
Sorry, that really is very good. Guillermo, do you know how many subscribers we have on YouTube now?
20 million.
That's right, yeah, that's why we're wearing these glasses. Thanks for being a subscriber. If you're not, help us get to 20,000,001.